Hello and welcome to this recording of a design that we have created recently at SAP Professional Services to do promotions in the compensation worksheets of SuccessFactors using MDF objects. So allow me to explain first the customer requirements that led to this idea and this design. One of our customers got back to us and reached out because they had the following requirements. Essentially, to go quickly, there are many details here, but managers would flag employees that were promotable, that were allowed for promotion in the fiscal year during the performance process, and the customer wanted managers to log into the compensation worksheets and not have to worry about having to redo all the promotions they had already agreed on during the performance process. So admins would, for them, load all the promotions that were discussed initially in the compensation worksheet. Now, unfortunately, the standard EC Comp promotion feature does not allow uploads of data. So the customer would had teams of people manually enter up to 1,500 promotions one by one in the system, which was very time consuming. So the MDF object design is here to solve that issue, essentially, and we'll see how. We will not go into the details in the back, how we made it work, but we will show you how it looks on the worksheet once it is implemented and how it flows back to Employee Central. Maybe one last requirement, the fourth bullet point is that not only, so once the promotions were loaded into the compensation cycle for each employees, the customer still wanted managers to be able to either edit the promotion that was agreed for an employee, or cancel a promotion, or even add a promotion to an employee who hadn't been flagged as promotable during the performance process. So let's take a look at the pros and cons of this design. The pros are now that admins can mass load all the promotions for all users within a few minutes using the simple MDF data import file in Admin Center. So it's very quick. It takes, once you have the user ID of each employee and the job classification that the employee should be assigned as part of the promotion, it takes a few minutes to build the file and import it. The second pro here is that admins do not have to worry about the values that will show on the MDF promotion pop-up, because the MDF was built in a way that it reads directly in the field new job classification or job classification to promote the employee to. The values that the manager will see in that field when selecting it are retrieved from the MDF, the MDF object for job classification, which is used in Employee Central job information. As long as the Employee Central administrator maintains all the right data for the job classification, the compensation part of it, the promotion pop-up, will be aligned with whatever is up to date in EC. Now, the drawback of this feature is that it does not allow the standard publish back to Employee Central job info from the comp worksheets. However, we have, and we'll show you in this recording, we've designed a simple process to export the data from the promotion section of the compensation worksheet and build a job info job history import file. So we will show that in the recording today. So without further ado, let's take a look at the worksheet where this MDF promotion design is in place. So we have here a worksheet in a demo environment where I built this feature. And what we can see right off after we open the worksheet for Allison Mahoney, so we're in this first step of planning. If we look at the workflow, comp admin made all the loads of the promotion that we'll see in a second, and the worksheet was sent to Allison Mahoney, and here we're connected as her. So when Allison first opens the worksheet, she sees all the promotions that were loaded by comp admin here. And as per the requirement that we looked at in one of the slides, what she should be able to do now is either remove a promotion for someone, edit a promotion that's been preloaded, or completely add a new promotion for someone who wasn't flagged as a promotable employee during the performance cycle. So we're going to take a look at these three cases. Let's take a look at Lucy Gill. Let's say Allison wanted to promote Lucy. So to do that with the new MDF design, she would go here on the three little dots where the promotion button is showing when you're using the standard EC comp promotion feature, except it's not really built the same way. So you still click here on promotion, and instead of getting the standard EC comp promotion, you get the MDF object. And you get, in order to enter the promotion, you click on the little pen that you have here. And what do you see? You see the current job code. So if we look at Lucy here, we see she's in a grade 2, and we get a recap of also her job code. And then we see this field that's editable for Allison called Manager Proposed Job Code, with specific instructions that say you must click Save on the worksheet to see your change reflected. So the Save button is this big button here. Once you leave this pop-up, you've saved all your changes. You need to save here as well so that it populates the worksheet. And if you want to remove a promotion, you have to set this value as to be the same as the current value that we see here. So let's say we want to promote Lucy Gill to a grade, so she's a grade 2. So this list is coming from the standard MDF object, the foundation object called job classification. So as we said in the introduction, as long as the EC administrator maintains all the job classifications up to date, then it will flow automatically here. So comp admin doesn't have to take care of that. That's a great pro for this feature. So if we select here MC HR Business Partner grade 4, we get a recap of what we just selected here. And if we save, we get a read-only recap here, and if we close the pop-up and we follow the instructions, which are to save again so that it populates the worksheet. So we see here, not only do we see what we just selected in the pop-up, both in terms of the job code name, and the new pay grade, but also the flag promoted gets switches to yes. What if we want to undo this? We go back to promote, and we follow the instructions, which are if you want to remove a promotion, sorry, I went too fast here. If we look at this instruction to remove a promotion, set to current. I'll take the opportunity here to say that these instructions, you don't have to put them here. You could also put them in this here in this instruction text. I think some of it is showing. I kept it here. So you could, I made the choice to make it very visible so that managers are guided completely through the process instead of having them have to do a mouse over here, because I think that from experience, the more visible you make things, the less questions the comp administrator will get by email from participants to the pro managers. So what if we want to undo this promotion? So we are here, we clicked again, let's do it again. We click promote, and we see what we just selected. So as per the instruction, we're going to edit, and we're going to switch it back to her current job code, which was MC Administrator grade 2, so this one. So once we do that, we have the new job classification here that is aligned with the current. So we save, we close the pop-up, we follow the steps here to save always. And now we see promoted no. However, this does not go blank again. It's a limitation of the design. It stays as the current value, but it does say no here. So there's an if-then rule that compares the current with the new job code value selected in the MDF pop-up with the current, and that sets this one to either no or yes. So the third case that we haven't seen is what if you want to edit the value of an employee who got a value loaded, because we started from Lucy and she had nothing here. So what if we want to edit this one, which came already loaded by comp admin? So we do the same. We go to promote, and we click on the little pen to edit, and we just simply select another value here. It's as simple as that. And so for example, Chief Finance Officer, and then save. close, and then save again on the worksheet. And then we see here MC Chief Finance Officer, grade 20. And also something I haven't shown here is that the compa ratios get adjusted. So here we did a grade 20, so we can see how the compa ratio drops completely, as well as the final range penetration. If we were to do, to set it back to what it was, which was a, we'll find it in a second when I go back, head of aviation, I believe. I believe it was this one, Aviation Engineering Manager. So if we select this one, it shows on the worksheet here, grade 8, and now we will take a look at the compa ratio, the standard field compa ratio and the range penetration are updated, as well as the salary ranges. So we're not losing any standard functionality of the salary planning worksheet. We're simply changing the way the promotion is handled. So I think we've covered all the examples that were explained in the requirement slide of my presentation. Now I'd like to take you to the steps on how to publish it back to Employee Central. So we're going to use Pamela as an example. And before we even publish back anything, as I mentioned, the standard publish back is not available with this feature, but I've prepared a test case where I'll walk you through how to update job info once you have all this information validated by managers at the end of the comp cycle. So let's take a look for Pamela. Let's first, before we even do anything, let's take a look at her. So we have here promotion in the comp cycle, and we're going to go to her EC profile and take a look at her job information as of today. So as of today, and as you can see here, there is no future record. If you look at the job information history, there's nothing in the future, otherwise it would show here. So the current record for her is the last one is from January 1st, 2017 in Employee Central Job Info. And now that we have a promotion for her, we're going to load it here so that we see the promotion show here. So the way to do that is very straightforward. I've prepared an import file that I've tested before this recording.